Hey y'all, welcome back to Bama Based, where I find peace in my garden and joy in my kitchen. I'm Emily, and today is going to be everything peppers. I have so many peppers, I am like drowning in the peppers. I have bell peppers, like the sweet green bell peppers, jalapenos, poblanos, and y'all, this year I have had just a massive bumper crop. So I've pretty much frozen all that I possibly can. The deep freezer is overflowing. We have to like dig out all the peppers to get to the meat. Like it's crazy. This year was probably my best pepper year to date. And I'm very happy about it, but it's like I have so many extra peppers and I don't really know what to do with. So I pulled out my canning book. This is the Ball Complete Book of Home Preservation. And there's several recipes in here that I'm going to try over the next few days. And of course, I'll bring y'all along. So one of the recipes I'm going to try is the green pepper jelly. And then the easy jalapeno jelly. Then I'm thinking about also the red pepper and garlic jelly. And then there's a few others that sparked my interest. Don't know if I could get the family to try it. And I'm not sure about pickled peppers. We'll see. But I also have a butt ton of frozen jalapenos in the freezer that I need to bring out. And I've done some research and it says you can go ahead and make cowboy candy out of that. So I definitely need to do that. And also chop up all the peppers behind me. I have 3 big old bowls that need to be chopped up, washed, all that goodness. So yeah, definitely need to take care of this abundance and get into it. So I hope y'all join me. So the first thing I want to make today is the cowboy candy. Alrighty, y'all. So I just got the hubby to help me dig out all the not bell peppers, the jalapeno peppers from our deep freezer. And we found a lot, and I know there's still more in there. My fingers just got a little frozen. So I'm looking at several packages that are rock solid, so I'm going to get them thawing. And then these 2 bags are I just took the tops off them. So I will need to get the food processor out and chop these up, but I do need to let them thaw a little bit. But then I found a whole gallon bag of already chopped jalapenos that will get me started on today's canning project of canning cowboy candy. So I just need to measure out exactly how many cups of chopped jalapenos that I actually have. So the first, like just a small batch, it's going to take me 4 cups, but I think I have more than that, but we'll see. Looks like I had several little bags. Ooh, making a mess as usual. So that's 8 cups. So this is 12 cups of jalapenos already chopped. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to set this aside and start working on that brine. Alrighty, y'all. So I'm going to triple the recipe. And so for my brine, for a triple recipe, I need a total of 8 cups of sliced jalapenos. And now I'm going to need sugar. Y'all, one of these days, this is going to nail me in the head. All right, so I need 1, 2, 3. I need 4.5 cups of sugar for my triple batch. So here's 1. 2. 3. Ooh, making another mess already, y'all. Now I'm going to be stepping on some sugar. Thank goodness for a robot vacuum cleaner. Oh, goodness. All right, y'all. So I had to clean up that sugar. If y'all know anything about having like sensory issues, I could not walk on that sugar while I did this recipe. I would be so overstimulated. It'd be crazy. So, and then I lost count of how many cups of sugar I did. So I'm going to remeasure my sugar. To recap, I need 4.5 cups for my triple recipe. We're going to be starting off strong, y'all. So 1 cup, 2, 3, 4, and that's 4.5 cups of sugar. Put this away. Make more room. Ugh. And then I will need, let's see, 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar. So 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar is going in. I think it's crazy, but I love the smell of apple cider vinegar. And so the next ingredient, let me see. Oh, that's it. Just sliced jalapenos, sugar, and apple cider vinegar. That going to be any easier? That's awesome. So I'm going to get this up to a boil. And I'm going to keep stirring it so it doesn't scorch or anything like that. And I'll bring you back in a minute. Alrighty, y'all. So that sugar syrup is coming together. And I just want to be efficient with my time and get these very new jars washed up. I just pulled them out of the box, but they had been sitting in my garage for, oh goodness, almost 2 years. So I just want to make sure they're nice and clean. I normally run these through the dishwasher, but I have a load that's finishing up now. And y'all, if you see these potatoes right here, these just came from Walmart, and they obviously chitted in the bag in my pantry. And I noticed, a funky smell that if you just ignore a vegetable long enough, you know what it smells like. Um, and I didn't realize that they were chitting. So I pulled them out this morning. And since they're already doing this, and since I have the greenhouse, this is going to be my project for the afternoon. I'm going to plant some of these potatoes, going to make them act as if they're like seed potatoes, and see if I can get them to give me more in the greenhouse throughout the winter. Don't want them to go to waste. And these little ones are the leftover ones from my last potato harvest, and they're already starting to grow. So I'm going to put these in another potato grow bag and see what happens. All right, it's not quite to a boil yet, so I'm going to keep stirring it until it boils for 3 minutes. So now I want to go through these big bowls of peppers and see what is still actually good and usable. It's been about, I would say, almost a week since I harvested these. Alrighty, y'all. So our syrup mixture has been boiling for about 3 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and add our jalapenos. I'm going to let these, the syrup will need to come back to a boil, and then the jalapenos will need to boil in the syrup for about 2 to 3 minutes. Alrighty, y'all. So the jalapenos have been boiling in the syrup for about 3 minutes. I just turned it down, and now I'm going to get the jars out of my water bath canner. The jars are now pretty hot, and you always want to have hot liquid going into hot jars just so you don't break your glass. I'm going to use a slotted spoon. And get the jalapenos packed into the jar. Might help if I get my funnel out. I'm going to fill up the jars to roughly 1/4 head space. All right, y'all. So I'm going to finish filling up my jars, and then I want to reduce my syrup for just a little bit longer, roughly about 5 minutes. So I'm going to bring this back up to a boil and just let it reduce. I'm going to clean up my spilled syrup so it doesn't become an absolute sticky mess. Alrighty, and I'm going to fill up the reduced syrup to 1/4 inch headspace. Wipe my rims with some distilled vinegar, get the lids on it, get the rings on it to fingertip tight, and then I'm going to water bath can my pints for 15 minutes. I'm going to take the tool and just debubble our jars also. All I'm doing is going around the edge a few times just to make sure that we have no air bubbles and we have enough liquid in each jar. So out of that triple batch of Cowboy candy, I got 4 pints. I'm going to take these extra jars out and use them for my next batch of Cowboy candy that I'm going to make. But I want to go ahead and get these processed. So this is just a small container that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It's meant for nail polish remover, but I like to keep my vinegar in here for when I can. And since these are super sticky, I want to make sure that I have all of the syrup off of the rim, just to ensure that I'm going to have a good seal. All right, y'all, so the lids are on along with the rings. I'm gonna go ahead and get these in the water bath canner. My water is still very hot, so is the contents within the jar, so it shouldn't shock the glass. And I still have roughly an inch of water on top of my jars, which is what you need to ensure you have a good seal when you water bath can. Perfect. All right, so with water bath canning, your timer doesn't start until you see a full until you see a full boil. So I'm going to get these back on the eye, bring it up to that boil, and then start my timer for 15 minutes for pints. If you're doing half pints, it's just 10 minutes, but these will be for 15. Hey y'all, I just want to chime in and let you know that I did a second batch of cowgirl candy. I followed this exact same recipe as the cowboy candy, but instead of using jalapenos, I decided to use bell pepper, so it won't be as spicy. Just wanted to chime in and let you know that another several pints are going to go into the canner once my first batch get finished. Alrighty, y'all. So the cowboy candy is finished. It was processed for 15 minutes. And now I'm going to take it out of the water bath canner. I'm going to let these jars sit on this cutting board overnight just to completely cool before taking off the rings. They look beautiful in the jars. So pretty. And I don't think I mentioned it, but I like to use cowboy candy on top of like cream cheese for an appetizer or just a snack, to be honest. I also use it as a marinade, and I top some salad with it. I make a salad dressing with it. What else do I use it with? Oh, I top my eggs, y'all. Put it on your scrambled eggs with some cheese. Phenomenal, so good. Um, also reserve some of the syrup to use as like a marinade also. Yeah, the possibilities are endless with this stuff. It's so good because it's sweet, spicy, there's heat. So good, y'all. All right, so I'm going to start my next batch, but this is how you make cowboy candy. See y'all next time. Bye.